friends, Lorien Witch here with your monthly tarot card reading for your individual sign. This will be a brief snapshot of what's to come for most of you in your sun sign. It's also applicable for your rising sign and your moon sign. So watch those videos if you'd like a fuller picture of what seems to be coming up for you this month. I have picked up on messages the cards wish to give me for those who need to hear it. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't feel that you have a resonance with the messages, that's absolutely fine. Perhaps the messages this month don't really apply to you, or you could in fact look back on the month and actually see that they did have a purpose there. So whatever you feel like in these messages, don't worry. I do hope it does resonate with a fair few of you. It seems like it's going to be a majority for this month. And if you'd like me to look at something more in depth with you, please feel free to get in touch. You can book and purchase a personal reading with me on both my website and through Etsy. As usual, thank you so much for your kind comments, for your sharing, subscribing, and also your emails as well. I've met a lot of you through Facebook and Twitter, in addition to YouTube, and this really makes me happy connecting with you all. So I just wanted to let you know I am so glad that I'm able to connect with you this way, and that a lot of you do feel a resonance with the readings that I do for you. So without further ado, let's have a look at your sign. Hello beautiful Aries, it's Lorien here with your September forecast 2015. I apologise it's slightly late, but we do have the Chrysalis Tarot, which is slightly deviated from the traditional tarot deck, and we also have the Earth Magic Oracle cards, just to give you kind of the theme for the month. So one tarot card each week of September, and then we have the big Oracle card. For some reason I was called to use the Chrysalis Tarot deck this month, and I feel it's because of the gravitational changes of Saturn going into Sagittarius. Now, for those of you who don't know what this means, it means that the microscope is going from one area of your life into another, and it also means that you may heave a sigh of relief, from one change to the next. So whereas you will have to pay attention to some areas of your life, for the rest of them, for instance, relationships, things like that, they will be lifted. It may be worth just checking what house your Sagittarius is going to be in. I think, I can't do my maths properly, but I would say it's going to be in your 9th house. Yeah, I think it's going to be in your 9th house, so it may actually be exactly timed up with Sagittarius itself, and, fingers crossed, it should be a time of higher learning, knowledge and understanding for you. But as I was shuffling the cards, I did get a message that I had to deal with for you straight away, and 2 words: take control. Whatever you feel that resonates with you, I said, is there a message that you have, or what message, do you have for Aries for September? Take control. I think this can be met on any level. I think that this could be, taking control of many different areas of your life. For some of you, it could be taking control of a relationship, taking control of a breakup. It could be taking control of a work promotion, or the fact that they seem not to come forwards with this thing. If you've been promised a promotion and it's still not there, do something about it. Take control. Look at it. Don't worry who you're annoying. It needs to be controlled. Aries in general can be seen as very impulsive and impatient. I have Aries in my chart, so I can be the same. But I do feel like this is a very strong time for you to see what's around you and take a look. Now, September's very huge. It's almost like there's a new year happening in the middle of 2015. So this is almost like it's happening all over again, because in the first week we have Ariadne, which is going to be, yes, death card, but I feel this is much more being the spiritual side of it. Ariadne, I would say, represents a lot of pushing forwards in this deck as well, and if you can see the spiral behind her, is letting go of grief in order to transform into something different. So I think as well it's almost about taking control of something to make sure that everything else can fall away. The spiral behind it, as I was saying, is almost about walking around the spiral, and every step you take, this is actually a practice that many people do, every step you take, you just kind of rise up and let the grief go and get in touch with the negativity and just release it. By the time you enter the middle of the spiral, you should be in a meditative state. You should have let your vibration rise and let everything fall away. And by the time you come out of the spiral, you will then be, you will then be able to let go and be refreshed. So this is about rejuvenation. This is about pushing forwards into the right path for you. Now, for Taurus, they got 2 of these cards for the first week of September, and they've come out again. It's been a while since I've done the Taurus reading as well, and I've done a very big, heavy shuffle of these cards, but they've come out again for you. And these show the 2 of spirals in the second week. Now, this is deciding which way you want to go. So as the bird decides which nest he wants to make his home, I feel also you will have to decide very much the same. What do you want to commit yourself to? Again, think of it as New Year. Okay? So your New Year's resolutions are coming early. What do you want to commit yourself to now? What do you want to say, I'm going forward and I'm going to do this? I'm going to choose this nest and I'm going to do here. What do you want to make of that? There's a lot of imagery here that I would say is a lot of blue. So I would say your psychic energy is coming through, and it seems like it's a very strong time for you to take a look at your inner works and your inner pursuits in general, almost to push forwards and figure out what's coming up for you. Now, tarot readers can only do so much. Now, I know that's may sound sacrilegious because coming from a tarot reader, but you have a lot more free will than you think. So every time you're hit with a choice, you automatically, it's almost like the Goosebumps book, choose your own fate. Go to chapter 15 if you would go down the left hand side, go to chapter 20 if you'd go down the right. It's that similar thing. So from the projection I'm seeing, if you make the right choice for yourself, come the 3rd week of September, you should find yourself almost at the start of another journey. It may be scary, it may be very daunting, but at the same time you have a lot of wisdom from the previous life you've had. Now, with Merlin as the hero and as the fool in traditional tarot, many people may find you, they may misinterpret your actions, they may underestimate you, and because you seem kind of like, a doddery little person who doesn't really know what they're doing in some areas. That isn't true, as you well know, and you have skills. But this is also, I feel, Merlin's ability. He looks old and he looks wizened, but I think if you saw him walking down the street in his garb, you'd think, what on earth is that person doing? He thinks he's magical. Look at it. He is magical. He's got the world and the universe of knowledge. But just because of his appearance and because they don't really know him, they've never had a conversation with him, they automatically presume he's stupid. And I think that's kind of, unfortunately, the energy that you're going to be experiencing. Whenever somebody has a rehaul of themselves, people are automatically going to think, oh, you're new. You're not. You've lived before. You know exactly what you're doing. And I think that this is something that's going to come into really strong for you in the 3rd week. You're not going to like it, but still. I'm getting another transformation here in the Ace of Mirrors, and this in the 4th week means that you are going to feel an emotional abundance. It's almost like you are now able to crash through people's perceptions of you. You are able to, your waters run deeper than most people think, and because you're an Aries, you don't really, people misunderstand you sometimes. And there is an element of you that I feel is quite emotional. Now, this comes through in a different way than other signs. So there's something that says don't detach yourself. Really, don't detach. Try and get yourself back into the swing of things. Do try and push yourself forward if you can, and just be yourself in this new transformation, before the transformation, because you are going to be in a period of shape-shifting, as the clouds signify. You are going to be moving throughout this time. With this card, it always seems like there's many different forms a cloud can take. It depends on the environment, it depends on the air temperature, the moisture, the wind change, It depends on the outer conditioning of your environment as to how you're going to need to shapeshift and how you're going to need to push forwards and make your travels. This is a very strong month of resurrection in various ways, taking control, as I said earlier, and also making your voice heard, which is a big thing. Don't let people misunderstand you, because they're going to find out the hard way if they, some of you might enjoy that. You might enjoy them coming back saying, oh no, I didn't think that you were like that at all. I'm very surprised. Well done you. You might like that. But I think the sooner that you're able to cast off and prove it in a different way, rather than just going, well, actually, I'm not like that, you're going to get a bigger impact. But it does seem like you are having about three different regenerations here. But it's going to lead to one solid future for you. And if you do want me to look into that more personally for you, or if you have any personal questions, I do have Skype readings available now on my website, as well as video and email readings. You can also support me on Patreon if you can't actually afford a reading. But if you can't afford anything at all, just a click of a subscription or anything like that, I appreciate that. That's more than I even anticipated when I first started this channel. And I do really appreciate every comment, every like, every share, whatever you do, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, connect with me in an email. It's amazing that I'm able to actually give these messages to you. And so long as you resonate with them, I think that just makes my day. So best of luck throughout this month of September. Let me know how it goes, and I look forward to reading for you come October.